Popular literature often borrows from popular cinema. Kirkus Reviews calls this cinematic plagiarism. For instance, George Orwell's 1984 borrowed heavily from the 1937 film version of dystopian novel Frankenstein. If popular media can inspire new works, then there are bound to be many familiar elements in the genre. That's what makes a 20th century blend of technology and human behavior so unique. The exciting world of cyberpunk allows for thrilling stories that mirror our own. Fans have an emotional connection to the genre since it mirrors present-day issues. The best cyberpunk anime and films explore complex topics like the internet and human morality. Many fans find these stories cathartic since they remind them of their own journey towards truth and justice. The first season of the Cyberpunk 2077 anime borrowed several elements from other games and works within the genre. One element that appears early in the anime is scraping. This is when a hacker steals information or resources from another computer system. Many parts of the first season follow characters who scrape data from government systems or corporations. This sets up some of the later major plot points as characters aim to use what they've scraped against those organizations' interests. Essentially, it sets up the show's dark drama and action sequences while also teaching viewers about Cyberpunk 2077's terminology. When fans think of Cyberpunk, they think of Blade Runner, Neuromancer and Ghost in the Shell. These are three iconic works that have defined the genre for decades. Each work stands on its own as a piece of art, but they also share similar themes and settings. Fans point out that several games set in a post-apocalyptic world borrow from the same genre. These games allow players to experience a world very different from their own. The settings are gritty but full of innovation and possibility. Players can imagine themselves in this unfamiliar world while solving puzzles set by the developers. The genre of science fiction is vast and includes many different subgenres. One of the most prominent subgenres is cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is a postmodern, dystopian genre characterized by advanced technology, violence and social unrest. The genre is also defined by the fusion of science fiction with political commentary and detective elements. Some popular works from the cyberpunk subgenre include Blade Runner, Pacific Rim and Ghost in Detective. Each of these works is a great example of how to write a compelling cyberpunk novel. Many aspects of a cyberpunk world are readily apparent from the word cyber. A synonym for the word cyber is electronic. Therefore, an ideal name for a technology in a cyberpunk novel would be electronic. An electronic body would be one that was technologically manipulated through technology, such as nanotechnology or biotechnology. Cybernetic limbs would enable human beings to interact with their environment through machines rather than through their own body parts. For example, if someone was missing their arm in a future where limb replacement was common, they would probably have a cybernetic replacement for it. This way, characters in a cyberpunk novel wouldn't have to dig into why someone has an unusual arm placement but could just focus on the interesting aspects of their new appendage.